How does a bill become a law?
How does a bill become a law? How does a bill become a law?
Mr. Pat, how does a bill become a law? How does a bill become a law?
How does a bill become a law?
So how do you think a bill becomes a law?
How does a bill become a law? Noel, how does a bill become a law? So how do you think a bill becomes a law?
A bill? It has to be passed by Congress?
It has to get passed by Congress, I think. And then it can't get vetoed by the president, because he has veto power.
I don't know. Okay. Well, that's why we're here. We're going to explain it to you. Become a law. If it gets passed by all the different parts of government.
It has to get passed first by president or someone of high ranking.
What?
How a bill becomes a law.
Bill?
Yeah.
You can answer it. Like, you take it to
Alright. A committee writes a bill, and then it probably goes down to the floor for a debate, and then they take a vote.
I think the government approves laws, or approves what they think are going to become laws, and then once they're approved by them and the Supreme Court, then it's a law.
No clue. Yeah.
It goes through Congress, and the majority has to agree on it, and then they send it to the president, and he either vetoes it or accepts it.
How does a bill become a law? Well, it has to pass muster, both with Congress, and then it has to be signed by the president. But if there are enough votes in Congress, they can override his veto if he vetoes it.
So a bill becomes a law. It starts in the House of Representatives. They can discuss it and vote on it. Then they send it to the Senate. The Senate discusses and votes on it. They can get together with the House of Representatives and the World Committee, talk about it and make revisions to the bill. And when they agree with it, they send it to the president, and the president can either veto or approve it. Good? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
He does have veto power. It starts in the House of Representatives.
And then it goes to Congress, right?
It goes to the Senate, and they agree, then they give it to the president. He either vetoes or approves it.
Right. And then a lot of times they write pesky little things in that have nothing to do with the bill. And that's why stuff gets vetoed. Because they'll be like, yeah, we're going to have this law that you can't put horse meat in cat food, but we're also going to have a law in here that, like, some other weird thing that has nothing to do with it. People are like, that weird thing, you can't vote yes on that because that's bad. Did you know that? It's true, Glass Station.
Yeah, that's right. It starts in the House of Representatives. They discuss it there, and when they agree on it, they give it to the Senate. When they agree with it then, they both give it to the president, and he can either veto or approve it. So yeah, those are all the parts. Good job. Yeah, that's actually correct.
Alright, good.
Yeah, that's correct.
So yeah, the bill goes to the House of Representatives first, and they have to vote on it and discuss it, and then they send it to the Senate. The Senate has to vote on it and discuss it, and they meet together and revise, and then it gets sent to the president, and he can veto it.
Awesome.
Like,
Okay, it starts in the House of Representatives, and they discuss it, and if they like it, they give it to the Senate, they discuss it, and when they both approve it, they give it to the president, who can either veto or approve it, and depends on whether or not he vetoes or approves it, if it becomes law.
Okay. It's interesting. You know.
Not bad. Okay, so it starts in the House of Representatives, and they can look at the bill, decide if they want to make revisions to the bill, and if they like it, they vote on it, they send it to the Senate. They do the same thing there. They look at it. If they want to make revisions, they meet with the House of Representatives, they talk it over, then they send it to the president. The president can either veto or approve it, and if he vetoes it, Congress can override it by a 2/3 vote in either house. So, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A bill becomes a law when a highly funded corporate interest groups write laws that help make more profit for them, get drafted in closed doors. These then get handed to their hand-picked puppet legislators, who then bring this forth to the floor of Congress, and they promote and often read exactly what the corporations tell them to say, and then everyone just says, here, here, and the bill becomes a law. That is how it happens.
Well, you're not wrong, but a bill becomes a law when it starts in the House of Representatives.
Mm-hmm.
They discuss it, they can revise it, they can vote on it,
Mm-hmm.
then they send it to the Senate does the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and if they need further revisions to the bill, they meet with the House of Representatives, they talk it over, and
Committee.
they send the bill to the president, and he can either veto or approve it.
Interesting. Now, what if the president vetoes it? Is it dead in the water?
No, each house can override it, 2/3 vote.
Two-thirds vote. All right. So what you're saying is, first the corporations have to pay off the House of Representatives, and then they have to pay off the senators. And then the president might be a tougher sell, but that is how a bill becomes a law. Thank you. That's actually a much clearer understanding than I had before.
Well, you're welcome.